When Dick Yamasaki gave, I don't know that he really gave us, my husband and me, the painting, but sort of handed it to us for
perusal. What should I do with this?
What should I do with this, or for keeping, something along those lines. But I don't really consider that he gave it to us, but that he handed it to us, that we would take care of it in some way. And so at that point, the paintings were just the paper part, not the fabric and not the backing and not the rollers. Just, was it on 5 sheets of paper?
I think 5 sheets. Yes.
5 sheets of paper.
We think it's a mulberry.
Yeah.
Handmade paper,
yeah,
joined in 5 sections.
And it's quite narrow. It's about 7.5 inches wide, but about altogether the 5 sheets create about 101 inches. So it's quite long and very, very narrow. And so we just had these sheets of paper, and at this point we said that it should be mounted properly and made into a proper scroll. And through Julie's friendship with this Japanese scientist whose father knew Tessai-Do in Kyoto, we had this mounted there. Julie can talk about the fabric and the paper used in the mounting.
They sent us some samples, digital pictures of samples, and we didn't know quite what to do, but go by their suggestion. And their suggestion was to use this gold-flecked paper called sunako on the edge, the margin, and the ends. And then it's mounted, there's a green brocade, and they tried some other shades of bronze and a sort of a dull purple. This turned out to be, I think, the most elegant solution. This is a peony brocade, and in Chinese art, the peony represents a kind of masculine elegance.
And this is the sunako?
Sunako, yes, the gilt-flecked paper.
And you can see it here at the beginning and at the end of the scroll, but also along the edges of the scroll. Very, very thin edge of gold-flecked paper.
The scroll came out cleaner, smoothed, and possibly a little trimmed. Maybe
the edges had been trimmed?
Well, I'm not sure. No, I don't think they've been trimmed. I think they've been covered by the brocade. There's a little seam here. But we were concerned that Dick had rolled it in tissue paper and the ends were a little dog-eared, and so the end roller, that was another decision whether to have it narrower or wider, and this conserves the integrity of the paper to have a wider roll. And I think it's called futomaki.
Futomaki.
It slides out. And so that the scroll, yes, the scroll can be laid flat, and then we can use on the ends that aren't involved a weight to hold it in place.
This futomaki was made exactly to the dimensions of the scroll, and it instead of winding the scroll tightly, which would possibly crack the paper in the long run, this wider roller of futomaki makes a larger curve in the rolling of the paper, and therefore probably protects it.
And we might notice that the box and the futomaki are made of kiri, paulownia wood, and at the outside entrance of our garden we have a paulownia tree. And traditionally, Japanese families would plant a paulownia tree at the birth of a child, and at the maturation make geta shoes and tansu boxes and chests.
Right.
Boxes and chests for from the paulownia wood. And it can be displayed unrolled without the futomaki. So Tom Blue of Plasteel Frames donated a lovely acrylic plexiglass cover. Dick and Fumi Yamasaki donated the scroll to the University of Washington Botanic Gardens. It is housed in a proper rare book archive room at the Elizabeth Miller Library in the Center for Urban Horticulture in Seattle. And Brian R. Thompson currently is the manager and curator of horticultural literature at the library and is happy to have people call the library, make an appointment.